We're going to be presenting Carla Cochrane, and I do have a little bit of a introduction for her. She's a member of the Fisher River Cree Nation. She's a data sovereignty implementation lead, and she's a First Nations Health and Social Secretariat of Manitoba, FNHSSM, located in Treaty 1 territory and works with 63 First Nations in Manitoba. So she's going to present a song for us, so we would ask that you please do not record during this time. And at this time, there's also going to be a passing of the bundles, and that is also a traditional protocol of Indigenous peoples, is to pass gifts and good tidings and things like that. And so we would like to welcome up Carla.
I'm probably not going to sing. I don't want to hurt your ears, but I am going to call our elders, knowledge keepers up right now, Sherry Copenace, and as well as Preston Cochrane, who's going to join me on stage. They're Anishinaabe from the Treaty 1 territory. And while they're coming up stage, I'll just do a greeting. So, Buju Tansei, Kikijep Kisis Dishnakas, Carla Indigo. So my name is Carla. So I am Anishinaabe and I am Cree from Fish River Cree Nation. So we bring greetings on behalf of the First Nations Health and Social Secretariat in Manitoba. We are located in Treaty 1 territory, so for those of you that don't know, it's like right in the middle of what we know as Canada. So we're either super cold or super hot. You don't want to come when it's like minus 50 degrees Celsius. You don't want to know what it's in Fahrenheit, but it's really cold. But we work with 63 First Nations in Manitoba, which is inclusive of Anishinaabe, Anishinaabe, Dakota, Dene, and Innu nations. So I just want to explain a little bit about the bundles before I hand it over to Sherry and as well as Preston. So we have 3 bundles that we were able to carry with us and take us on our journey as we hosted the conference, probably it was 3 years ago. So the very first stone that we do have is the Mori stone, which Michael mentioned about the energy. In 2016 at the conference, it was carved. I guess the carver could feel the spirit of the conference, and he carved the stone on site. He could feel the hurt and pain from the sharing of the stories. So this stone was blessed by the elders for the purpose of healing and to uphold the spirit of the conference wherever it goes. The second bundle that we had the privilege of carrying along with us was from the 2018 conference in Noongar country in Perth, Western Australia. So respected Noongar elders of the conference, Auntie TJ and Roma, sourced the conference healing stone as a gift to the conference. So it's a beautiful carved stone that has the shape of a creator being, often referred to as a rainbow serpent, a primary creation being. And it's an integral part of their creation story of that region, which informs their their connection to their ancestors, culture, knowledge, country, and spirit. So our third bundle, which comes from us, and we're presenting all these bundles to the new host, the Seneca Nation, is a painted box by a First Nations artist by the name of Marcus Houston. And within the box, it contains our 4 medicines, so sage, cedar, sweetgrass, and tobacco. We also have land from a ceremony, because any type of work that we do, we always ensure ceremony is done with it. So we held an UWP ceremony for guidance prior to the event and was asked to host that anytime that we have a meeting, discussion, talk about the conference, that we will have it with us. In addition, we were donated a pipe bowl by the Two-Spirit people of North America. The stone was collected from the quarries of the Pipestone National Monument in southwestern Minnesota by Doyle Robertson, a Lakota Two-Spirit man who lives in Minnesota with his lifelong partner, Greg. The Two-Spirit Indigenous LGBTQI+ liberation movement began in San Francisco in 1975 and in Vancouver, Canada in 1977. So along with that, we do have a star blanket the star blanket represents and holds significance that our ancestors are amongst us and with us to protect us. So with that, I'll turn it over to Sherry and as well as Preston to continue the formality of handing over the stones. While they're doing that, I will put the bundle up behind me, so we'll have it on the stage. It will be present here, and for the next hosts in 2 years, the stone and the bundles will make a journey to that next nation. So with that, I'll pass it over to Sherry and Preston.
Andene maganatug nijo sek sagamakwe wase asamuk digo atik dotem nimeteo ni wingamangi pindige meteganing oige onige mingi tijum big ego migwach ege nenemen sabebe jigoig magegi nwagi bitoig oige geshat zinya memendege ego gigitizi menanik oige shkaya sag magaya wat migwach shapchen diket masgo gegat nakamigizing oe Seneca gajen kazawat migwach shapchen dinag oe tish nagamun kawi machi man oe ing meteganik bionji magat kamain oya agam chinano ndametuk mitish mi ngamachi anganishna hajegi nundwa oe bejig magagi kagi gitat oe nanandwe win manje bejai mitish nanandwe agam nagamun oe kawi machi man oe keze oe tebejig win kani ganchkang oe metegan metekeze jin kaza bijoto taman win git nundwaban oe machi ang mitish nongam genin wa machi man oe ngab gosenema sema gat kunag chuich it hahak chimigwach Grand Medicine Society, but really it's about our healing and our love and our care and our kindness and our compassion for one another. That's what we strive to learn in there and to give that to the people, to creation. And I've gone through that lodge 4 times, and the song that I rendered comes from one of our lodges, and it's a healing song. And the words to that song is, we're going to talk to you, my relative. We are going to love you, my relative. And we're going to provide you with healing, my relative. So that's the song that I rendered, because this is all about being relatives, being family, taking care of one another, and sharing that those words, that love, and that healing with one another. So kchimigwech for listening and for me to be able to share this song. And that's one of the teachings that we share, is that anything that we have, it's not secret. We want to share it with everybody. We want to share it with everyone, and everyone can benefit from that. We'll be able to live life. That's what it's all about, life. So I want to thank Carla and all of you for welcoming us here, in particular the Seneca Nation and the bundle that's going to be passed here to the Seneca people. So kchimiwach.
Bonjour. Tam tagazi additionally cause kanak dotem. My name is Preston Cochrane. I'm born and raised in Saugeen First Nation. My mom, her name was Linda, and my dad, his name was Norman. And my teacher, they all gone on. My teacher, his name was Joshko Kinu. I share that just. It always gives me strength to acknowledge where I come from. The community that I come from is Saugeen First Nation. And I've learned from Joshko Kinu for going on 30 years now. I had just met Sherry yesterday morning, and we spent the whole day stuck in Atlanta. We've been up for 24 hours straight there. What a lovely spirit. She just feels like family instantly, and it was a good experience. So I got to really get to know her yesterday. So I'm really grateful that we were able to make it. We got into town maybe 3:30 this morning. And so as I come and sit down over there, I see the sign on the backrest that says elder seating only. Hey, this is for somebody else here. I think I was called elder once, but I always think just like my teacher always never ever said he was a Sundance chief healer or anything like that. He always says he was a helper for the people. That's all he would say. He would never ask for that. that acknowledgement. And I just wanted to share a little bit about the bundles that we carry. My understanding of those sacred bundles is they come to us, they come to our people from Creator, from the Great Spirit, through the grandfathers. Our people go through many hardships. Our family, we all have family that are going through different things, maybe addictions, loss, all of those things. And through our prayer, we're asking Creator and the grandfathers for help and guidance. And what happens is that we dream about that drum. We dream about that pipe. We dream about all those sacred items. And then a lot of the times we'll go see an elder and we'll pass tobacco and ask, what does this dream mean? So when it's interpreted, a lot of times that's how my drum came to me, is that I dreamt of it. And these instruments are really sacred. It's through our tears, that crying, that wanting that beautiful life for our family. It doesn't matter where we come from in this world, no matter where you come from, if your prayers come truly from your heart, it's going to be the same the world over. It's going to be that love and healing and happiness for our loved ones and for all of life. I used to hear my teacher all the time saying, we're giving ourselves for that love of life, and the only thing we have in this world is ourselves. So we do that through ceremony, through fasting, through sun dances, whatever ceremonies that the different cultures have. It was so beautiful when I showed up here this morning. I was still half asleep, and I could hear the Maoris come in. I was lucky enough to travel with my teacher to New Zealand 20 years ago, and I got to experience that beautiful hospitality there, and it just feels so good. Feels so good to hear. And they would call us down there, our older brothers and sisters. That's what they would call us out there. So I just want to acknowledge them too. So I'm gonna share a song. I was gonna do an honor song, but another song kind of popped into my head. And this song, it's a drum song, and the translation is when we hit that drum, it sounds in this world, but also it will sound in that other world, on the spiritual side. So, and my brother Eric Cochrane is the one who had made that song, and I thought it was so fitting because, and when we're talking about that suicide, losing our loved ones, we still want to feel them. We still want them. We pray. I always pray and ask that my mom and dad and my family come to visit me in my dreams. When you feel that loneliness sometimes, and when you cry, that's their love. That makes it real when you feel that tears again. Although it's really hard, that's love. Allow yourself to be able to cry and to be able to let that thing go. So I'll do that song, and I invite you at the same time when I share that song to say your own prayers in your own way, however you pray for your loved ones. Also, just want to say thank you to Carla for passing us tobacco, for coming out today. Miigwech, thank you very much.
So with that, we'll call the Seneca Nation up to come and accept the bundle on behalf of our Territory Treaty 1.
Here with us to accept the bundle is the Seneca Nation President, Mr. Rickey Armstrong. He's going to offer a few words.
As we start the fourth annual World Indigenous Suicide Prevention Conference, I am honored to accept these powerful bundles on behalf of the Seneca Nation. I want to extend a special thanks to the previous host nations from New Zealand, Australia, Canada for their leadership and example. These bundles reflect the spirit in which the conference is rooted, a spirit of healing, a spirit of life, a spirit of togetherness among all of us here today, and with our ancestors who are also among us as we gather and who continue to protect us. I hope that the spirit will remain strong and vibrant within everyone here throughout this conference, and that as we listen, learn, and share with one another, we remain of one good mind, united in spirit, strength, and purpose. Yahweh.
I got the right book? There it is. Okay. Yahweh scan up go. It's awesome to have everyone here today. My name is Arlene Bova, English name, and Bova comes from French Canuck. My name from my wolf clan is Ganisagwas, and I've always kept that name because it's very appropriate. It means short and reach, and I love that. Okay. My fellow co-chair, Presley Red Eye, is here. His throat was a little sore from being golfing and moving people around to the falls and that, so I just want to be sure we acknowledge him. Presley and I have the honor as serving as co-chairs of this year's conference. So first, let me tell you how grateful we are that each of you have taken the time to travel here to be with us, to share with us, and to learn with us. Despite all those flight delays and that, we are very grateful you're here and you're safe. As elected officials, Presley and I, along with the President Armstrong and our fellow Seneca Nation Council members, take an oath to serve our people and to help meet the needs of our community. I liked it earlier when I heard helper. That's what we are helpers. What better way to serve our people than to help find ways to save our people, our community, your communities. They all need help. Our people are struggling. I remember the knock on the door. It was December. There was a lot of snow on the ground. I remember the song that was playing on the radio. I remember the shock I felt. That shock is still with us, but the only thing that is more shocking is how shockingly common these tragedies have become. When I heard earlier with meeting with our relatives that have traveled 9 years old, 9 years old. We need to find answers. We need to find unique solutions that apply to our unique circumstances as Indigenous people and communities. I believe the answers are in this room, inside each one of us. I am confident that by coming together for this conference and by sharing our thoughts, we can unlock those solutions. That knock on the door, John Lennon's song was playing, Imagine. My brother's best friend had committed suicide. He wasn't probably within a half mile down the road. I remember my friend who lived next door. I remember those footprints through the snow. And it's just so vivid when you hear that news. I don't even think that's appropriate. But you know, we are here to talk about living. We are here to encourage. We are all helpers, all of us. That's why you're here. With that, Yahweh.
So to accept the bundle on behalf of our people, we're going to welcome up Mr. Clayton Logan, Joan Dode, Gaji. So as previously mentioned, Clayton is an elder within our community. He's of the Wolf Clan, and he's of the Ganundase territory, the Newtown territory, which is on the Cattaraugus Reservation. And he's accepting the bundle on behalf of our people as our resident elder today. And during the time that the conference is being hosted here, we will be taking care of both the stone and the other bundles that have been presented here today. Yahweh Jondo. So with that, we are going to introduce our opening keynote speaker. She's going to be speaking about decolonizing public health, global indigenous suicide prevention, and she's also going to present to us the declaration that is the foundation of the conference itself. She is the president of the World Federation of Public Health Associations, and she is a very knowledgeable person, and we would like to welcome up Ms. Amarasan.
Use of Indigenous knowledge in traditional medicine spaces and more. So we are very, very pleased to have Alana and the work that she's doing alongside us. And then the last picture is myself and a woman called Ana Laila, who's a medical officer of health in a place called Cochrane, or in the Arctic Circle. She's a Sami woman, and she's doing some incredible work at lots of different levels. And if you go on Netflix, you can watch a movie called Stolen, which is a movie that she was part of writing and actually featured in. So I invite you to go and watch that if you're not aware of it. It's a very interesting story of the Sami experience. So, I'm not sure how much time I've got left. I don't know when I started, but I just know that the clock says 12:23. I'm looking, okay. I'm basically coming to wrap up anyway. So ultimately my points are, here I come with my vehicle that I have to offer, the opportunities that I have to offer. If anyone here wants to be part of the work that we are doing in this space, then we are more than willing to welcome you and support you to be in the space that we're in. You don't have to have had any experience in it. We're there to help to navigate you through it, to grow you, to grow more people like us to be able to be in these spaces. So this is a vehicle for change. It isn't the only vehicle, but it is a very important one. The opportunities for more Indigenous people at this table is what excites me about this. It's about collaborations with other individuals and other organisations so that we can increase our impact, be more effective with our energy, and have greater voice, because we should have. It's about having influence, using that influence for the greater good, leading by example, and also understanding our limits and changing the direction of the canoe to the one that's going to serve our people the most. And ultimately, it's about bravery. And I heard the word courage this morning. Courage and bravery, interchangeable. And bravery takes lots of different forms. It doesn't have to look one way. My bravery is standing here, terrified in front of a group of my peers, used to talking to rooms full of white European people. And this is what means more to me than anything, is to able to be here, to speak with you and share with you what I have to share. And I think I'm going to stop there because everything else is pretty dry. And this is just some of the work. So to end, again, a reminder, this is what drives me. With sparkles in my eyes, I have a duty to thrive and walk a path that sustains all our futures. And there's my beautiful daughter, from the little girl by the plant pot to the beautiful woman who teaches our language and our knowledge systems in a very white, very rich Pākehā school. Thank you.
you follow that? Miss Emma, could you stay for one moment, please? Great, thank you. Chills every time I get to hear the Maori sing. And just to think the travel, where they came from, you know, to get here, to share that with us is absolutely beautiful and really warming. But I'm going to welcome up one of our important folks here who's been keeping us all on task. She's been one of the co-chairs, but also one of the, I guess the I don't know. She's been the project manager for the WISP board, the people who've on our end here who've been organizing this, and Miss Natalie Stallman. She's been absolutely amazing. I don't know how she's done it, how she's been able to do it, how she's been able to manage it, but she's been graceful in all of it, and I'm grateful to her as a person and for who she has been. And she's going to be presenting Emma with a gift from our committee. So what she's presenting to her is a Pendleton blanket, and it has a story about Turtle Island that's in this. And so it also talks about the sky world and the sky domes that are on the motifs and things like that. And it's a very beautiful blanket. I do have that at home as well, and I'm happy that you now have one. So thank you, Emma.